Hi everyone, and thanks for joining this demo. The purpose of this demo is to show you how to connect the ICS Manager to public FCC database. So after this connection is established, you can query different information from the FCC database. All right, so the process will start by opening up your HTZ Warfare or HTZ Communication. And then from the Spectrum menu, you will select the ICS Manager noDB, as you see on the screen. It will open up a window like this on your screen. The first step here is that you have to create a database that you can connect it to your FCC database, or you can connect it to your workspace. Okay, go to File. You either have your workspace already created, or you're going to select a new workspace. So I'm going to show you how to create it from the scratch, but if you already have created your workspace, you can just go to Open and then select your workspace. So let's say you don't have any workspace created and you're trying to create a new workspace and then create an empty database that you can connect it to the FCC database and then query information from there. Okay, let's start. From here, you give the location that you want to save your database. So I will just go here and then say my desktop, and then I have this test, and then I can open a new folder here and call FCC database demo. Okay, and then I said okay. So this is where I want to create my workspace, ICS Manager. So if I go to test folder, so here it is. And then you can select a name for your folder. So I will just say demo workspace, right? And then you can even optional, but if you want to copy from an existing workspace, you can just go ahead and copy everything from there. But in my case, I just want to create everything from scratch. So I define the path, I gave it a name, and I said create. So once you create your workspace, you will get a page like this. All right, from here, if you see you have on the top multiple option or multiple menu to select from. So the first step will be going to FCC. So the idea is to create an empty database so you can connect that empty database into the FCC database and then query information from there. So you go to FCC database setup. So you will see that you have three options here. The first one is to create a new SQL database, or if you already have been created your database, you can just select it from here. Or the third option will give you some more selection if you don't want to work with the SQL database and you have different database, you want to create a different database like Oracle or different database. So for the purpose of this demo, I will just go ahead and select create and select new new SQL database, and then I can go to just the folder that I created, the FCC demo database, and then in here I will say the FCC demo. Okay, and you can give it any name that you want, so I will just go ahead and save it. So now I have created my empty database that I can work with. So if I go to that folder right now, and then I go to FCC database demo, you will see that my database is created. but it's empty, so it doesn't have any information. Now I'm trying to connect this to the FCC database so we can query information. So the next step, you can go to configuration and then go to the workspace. So from configuration menu, select workspace and then say FCC public database selection. All right, so once you select this, you will get a window like this. So now you can go to select and then select the SQLite and then say OK. So here you have two options. If you want to choose the database that you just created, that empty one, you can go here and select it and then open, or you can create a new one. If you haven't already been created this demo database, you can go ahead and create it here. All right, so you don't need to put any password. If you want, you can. So I'll just skip that for now. Say OK. All right, so you will see that the table mapping are coming here. All right, so the next step is go here and then say create tables. You can say OK. All right, and then again action and then rebuild the index. So the first time we create the tables, and now we are trying to rebuild them. So you can say OK, and then you will see that the tool will go ahead and select this, and then at the end you will get this message: all indexes rebuilt successfully. So you will say OK at this point. All right, you can check the tables also. Just press this button for check tables. This will confirm that all the tables are created correctly, and then you can just close them. Okay, so to summarize what we did, first we created an empty database, then we created our workspace in ICS Manager and mapped the tables, make sure that the mapping it's working. So at this point we have to download the daily or weekly database, the FCC database. So this part is not still fully automated, so it needs a little bit of the manual work here. So if I go to my Explorer, this is the FCC website that you can get the public database based on the daily or weekly query. So fcc.gov ULS transaction based on daily and weekly. And then if you see down here, you will get the information or the database based on the daily or the weekly. So, and as you see, there are different services that you can select and then check for the licenses for applications. So here you have aeronautical, the maritime, the cellular, land mobile, and so forth. So in my case, I can go for microwave. I can just go to licenses, and when you press the licenses, the download will start. So this might take a little bit of time. I've already downloaded the file, and as you see here, so you will get a zip file like this at the end of the download. All right, so I also unzipped it here that you can go inside and check the file which is including in this folder. But in order to load it now to our ICS Manager, you need the zip file. So don't change the name, don't change anything. So just use this zip file to load it into the ICS Manager. Okay, So this is the file, this is the address, the URL that you can take the daily or weekly information from the FCC public database, and then now we have to load it to our ICS manager. All right, so after the file is downloaded, you will get the message which shows the FCC input, the synchronization for the weekly licenses are successful. And you can now go ahead and import that to the ICS Manager. So you can quit this one. And now we're going to FCC synchronize from zip. And then you go and select your downloaded file from FCC database. Now I'll just say open. And then here you can only select check this for the active licenses, or if you want to have both active and inactive licenses, you can just leave this unchecked. But for my case, I will just check it. I want to see all the active licenses in the database. So if you say OK, you will see all these licenses that has to be synchronized. It's a huge number. So we'll give it a little bit of time until these licenses are synchronized and uploaded to the tool, and then we'll see how it works. Okay, now the synchronization is finished, and you see that we have already downloaded all the database information and synced it with our ICS Manager. And then as you see now, I have the database called FCC database, and then I named it demo, if you see on that top. And then if you want to start querying this database and then fetch some information from this database, now you can do that. So if I go to FCC again and say new FCC query, so here you will see some different options. The first one is the one that has covers all the carrying license. So if I select this one, you will see different columns in this open window, and then this will give some information as far as the database, which is like in our case the microwave that we downloaded, the call sign, and the license status, which in our case we checked all the active licenses. And you will see this call sign if you want to see more information about any of this microwave database, for example. So I can just double click on any of them, and then you will see that this window will open, and now you can get some more detailed information about each call sign, and then you can see how the licenses are granted, who's owning the licenses, and some more information. Like for example, if I go to the names and addresses, so this will give the detailed information about the entity name, the owner of the license, the license number, first name, last name, like some email address, and maybe like some location, city, and so forth. So this is how we basically sync or updated our ICS Manager, and then get the information on the live, or it could be daily or weekly, on the live manner from the FCC database. I hope we all got the idea here, and then how it works with ICS Manager to get sync with the FCC database. Thanks everyone for watching this video.